That smile is too sweet to be real. Is BTS's Jin really ready to come back, or is there a wound trying to cover up behind his comeback sparkle? Why does that smile feel like a stage play? What is HYBE hiding from millions of armies around the world? Fake smile. ARMY finds emotional signs behind BTS's Jin comeback. Do you feel it too? Something's off, isn't it? In the leaked video of Jin BTS's comeback that spread quickly on various social media platforms, millions of pairs of eyes immediately stopped. Not because of the burst of energy from the BTS visual that has been known to be full of an aura of calm and happiness, but because of something else. Something inexplicable, yet deeply felt. Did you see that smile too? A felt smile, forced? Jin, who has always been known as a person who is able to bring warmth with just a light laugh, now looks like he is playing a role in a drama that he does not want to play. In the video, he looks at the camera as usual, smiling as if greeting the world after long disappearing from the glitter of the stage. But for the true ARMY, who knew him not just as an idol but as a human named Kim Seokjin, something felt wrong. Too wrong. What really happened behind the scenes of Jin's comeback? Is HYBE trying to cover up something bigger? A small gesture from Jin's face had opened up a heated debate among the global ARMY. Not only because he seemed to be holding something behind his smile that now no longer felt sincere, but also because the aura he emitted was different. Very different. It was as if he was forcing himself to be present in a place he was not ready to return to. So, why was HYBE in such a hurry to bring Jin back to the stage? Is this really Jin's decision, or is there a great force pushing him from behind the scenes? The fans observed Jin's expression in almost inhuman detail. The small wrinkles on his forehead, the occasional blank look in his eyes, and the moment when he seemed to bite his lips slowly seemed to be holding back emotions. That's not the usual Jin. That's not the kind of smile he usually gives when greeting fans. Even when he waved his hand, his movements felt sluggish, as if his body was present but his soul was still stuck somewhere else. And a surprising fact, at the 47th second of the video, Jin can be seen lowering his head and taking a deep breath before smiling again. Some ARMY even likened it to someone trying to swallow grief on camera. Isn't that terrible? Why didn't HYBE respond to this speculation directly? Why do their statements sound like a patch of media script instead of the heartfelt words of an artist manager? Furthermore, as fans tried to defend Jin and voice their concerns on social media, some mysterious posts suddenly disappeared. The hashtag #ProtectJin was trending in several countries, but before long, it seemed like an invisible force was trying to quell the turmoil. Is this just a coincidence? Or is HYBE really trying to control the narrative? The ARMY is not silent. They began to unpack each clip in circulation, comparing the expression of the genie before the draft with the current one. The result was very surprising. Not only is there a difference in his body language, but there is also a peculiarity in the way he speaks, heavier intonations, longer pauses before answering, and most worryingly, a look that has lost the lightness that used to characterize him. One of the big fanbase accounts even claimed that in a closed rehearsal session, Jin was seen leaving the stage earlier than scheduled, without any explanation. Some of the staff were seen following from behind with panicked faces. But unfortunately, to date, HYBE has not released official clarifications about the incident. And here's what's even more surprising. A former HYBE trainee anonymously leaked information that Jin actually asked for more time for mental recovery before his comeback, but the pressure of a predetermined schedule forced him to follow the established flow. Does Jin really want to come back now? Or is he being caught up in an industry game that is more concerned with the moment than the artist's health? On the other hand, rumors about his mother's declining health have never really been clearly refuted. Doesn't Jin himself imply several times that family is his priority? Then why did he suddenly appear in a big comeback when the personal situation he was facing was precarious? Is it true that Jin is just acting happily for the sake of fans? And if so, isn't that too painful to accept? Now, it was not only Jin's expression that took center stage, but also HYBE's internal policies that were considered too cold and inhuman. ARMY, who had always been loyal to supporting every decision of the company, now began to ask questions not only about Jin's condition, but also about the integrity of HYBE itself. Are they really protecting their artists, or just looking after business interests? And did you know that there is one moment in the teaser video where Jin appears to be looking back with a heavy expression, as if he is staring at someone or something that makes him reluctant to step forward? Questions are now being asked among fans. What did Jin really feel at that moment? What's going on behind the camera? Who forced her to keep smiling when her heart might be screaming? In a short live, Jin had said, "Thank you for waiting. I'm back, although not completely ready." The sentence just sunk into oblivion, covered by the joyful cheers of the fans. But now, when the video is played back, the meaning feels very different. And did you realize, during this comeback, none of the other BTS members publicly made any emotional comments about Jin's return? Aren't they usually going to show massive support? Why now feels like too quiet? Could it be that the members of BTS themselves know something we don't? We have to ask, we have to make a voice, because a Kim Seokjin is not worthy of returning to the stage just as a stage puppet forced to smile. He deserves to appear with a full heart, not just a polished face. So, armies around the world are now asking with one voice, what really happened to BTS's Jin? And what is HYBE hiding from all of us? They say the camera never lies. But what if the camera is used to hide the truth? That's the question that now resonates in the minds of millions of ARMY after watching BTS's Jin comeback video, which should be the happiest moment, but instead left a piercing sense of misgivings. An ARMY with the username @truthforjin uploaded a compilation of genie expressions from various angles and slow motion. In one of the frames frozen at the 31st second, it is clear how his eyes glaze over for a moment before he turns his gaze towards the camera crew. Not a single word was said, but his body language spoke very loudly. "I'm not okay." Surprisingly, the video was removed shortly after it went viral, and the account was reportedly temporarily suspended for violations. The rest of the ARMY began to suspect. There was an attempt to silence the voices trying to uncover the truth. This is not paranoia. It is a love too great to remain silent. Fans began to scroll through the archives of Jin's old interviews. In a 2020 interview, he once said, "I'm not the type of person who easily hides my feelings. If I feel pain, it's usually on my face." Those words are now a matter of reflection. If Jin isn't good at hiding pain, and now his face is showing signs of it, then what's really going on behind the scenes? Some ARMY voiced that the teaser video that sought to appear bright felt like camouflage from internal pressure. Behind the beautiful lighting and touching background music, there was an eerie silence in Jin's expression. One second he smiled, the next second he saw his soul flying somewhere, and the more inviting question, why in the video the genie appears more alone? Why are there no scenes with other members, even as cameos? Whereas in a big comeback, usually HYBE will make a full concept of the connection between the members. Is this intentional in order to make the happy narrative easier to construct in the absence of reality interference from the original interaction? Meanwhile, no less astonishing speculation came from the analysis of a Korean micro-expression expert who used to analyze the faces of politicians. In his review video, he points out that there is an unsynchronization between Jin's smile and his eye muscles. A genuine smile involves the muscles around the eyes that form natural wrinkles, called the Duchenne smile,